man. What's your most popular piece right now?
Right now, what we're wearing?
The shirt.
The patch.
The patch.
The oversized patch.
I would say what got us is the glacier.
That was our most popular item, but right now we said
It's the patch.
definitely. So this is called the God Heart hoodie and crew neck. So it's an oversized 5-inch Chanel patch. Kind of has like a felt feel. This right now we released it. I don't know, a few weeks ago, maybe.
January 6th.
In January, like a couple weeks ago, and it's been doing really well. So it's definitely like our number one item we're selling right now for sure. It's getting good response.
Yeah, man.
Very good.
And even with in September, I saw on your IG in September of 2016, you posted a picture of the Cash Feelings logo with it was a gold chain with the Cash Feelings logo made by Kalani Jewelry.
Yeah, 100.
Dope ass piece. Like,
Yeah.
so that's the piece right there.
This is one of the pieces.
We both have one.
But you seen the piece when it was solid gold.
Yeah, before it was bust down.
Yeah, we put some diamonds on it. 2018.
Okay. Yeah, that's shout out to my research guy, Layth, what's Layth listening to on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? He be doing that extra digging and finding those 2016
He's going back in the vault.
He's seen the growth.
Yeah.
But definitely, shout Kaylani for sure, 100%.
Shout out Kehlani and shout out AK.
Yeah, man.
100.
And like with branding, let's get into that for a second, because like you guys are you've had your clothes on a lot of different rappers, a lot of different guests of our show, even like K Money, Bizz, free up to the both of them.
Free up, 100%.
Free up.
No joke, Jigsaw.
Yeah.
So
shout out Jigsaw.
Who else have you guys had your clothes on? And you could do all the name dropping right now. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, fam, that's a lot still.
Holy.
I don't know, like it's a lot of people. I don't want to shout everyone. I want to miss people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know.
Whoever is missed, you are still respected. But I you know, because there's a long list.
Honestly, I think the more important thing, I don't even want to go into name dropping, to be honest, fam. It's a lot of people, but I think the difference that I would tell people that are asking, like, they ask the same question, how did you link up with all these rappers? And the same thing I tell people, that one thing that we don't do is we don't send packages. So like most brands will say like, hey man, we'd love to have you in our stuff, we're gonna send us our address, we'll send you a pack. We don't do that. We pull up on people. Like we pull up, we'll link people if we know them directly through a mutual friend or whatever. And we're a brand that, like, when we say streetwear, it's because we're outside in the street, like, for real. So if you say, yo fam, but yo, I'm right now, it's on the block, whatever, yo, give me the addy, I'm pulling up.
Sick.
We pull up with the thing, and like, and it's more about building the relationship for us. Like, we really pull up. If they smoke, whatever, this guy will have a smoke, roll up, whatever, have a drink, and it's reason, you know?
Yeah.
It's more about, we're not just about, I don't want to just drop you a piece of gear off and say, all right, man, like, I want to build a relationship with you. If you're a solid person, especially, you know, just to expand our network, what we can do for you, what you can do for us.
Exactly.
And so I think that's the difference. That's why artists will, like, repeatedly wear our stuff, or like keep coming back to us to their stuff, because we're not one of the, we're one of the only streetwear brands that I see that will do that. I don't know too many brands that are actually pulling up on all these people everywhere, like actually outside.
And
not
we're
just
not
on the
really
internet.
focused on any other brands too. We're just solely focused on us.
100%.
So it's just for what we're doing. We don't even know what everyone else is doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's why I say it's more like it's more a community than it is a brand.
Yes.
Like our customer base, like the people that come to us for clothes are like, it's a high repeat customer base, because we take time and like talk to our customers and invite them out to the events that we're having, and if any kind of problem or something's wrong with their clothes, we make sure to fix it right away. Like, we respond to emails. Like if I see an email, I'm like OCD a little bit, you know? So if I see an email right away, boom, they get a response, 5 minutes, problem fixed. So I want to make sure everybody's happy. So
give them option to customize, put their name on the suit or something, or a hoodie. You know, some people like that.
Just try to go the extra little mile, you know? Because trust me, I know how hard it is to stay here as a business and how quick it can go. But we don't take that for granted. So we value it. We value every artist that we fuck with, and we value every customer same way, because without them we couldn't do shit.
Yeah,
so
appreciate everybody who shows love.
100.
Yeah, man, and it's really dope, because like I'm seeing you guys pop up on a lot of different places via artists, via just different people in the scene. And when any clothing company that I see that's really blowing up is when you actually see people who are on camera wearing that stuff all the time. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are moving in a really good direction.
And the reason you see us on camera, you see it on camera a lot too, is because we pull up to the video shoots.
Yeah, we would.
Like,
we would too.
Because like, I don't know personally, like I don't know who else, but like for us, if I know you have a video shoot and we fuck with your music, and it's like like I was telling you off camera too, we see who the city's behind. Like who are people actually like taking in and talking about in the street and saying, yo, have you checked out for this guy, or this guy's a real nigga, I know him from we really like pay attention to that stuff. And especially like we have our own relationships outside with a lot of the artists, so if we know the city's behind them and they're about to shoot a video, why wouldn't we pull up and say, yo, we'll style your video for you, like, you know, do you guys need some drip, we'll pull up, give us the addy, pull up to the video shoot, politic for a bit, and make sure everyone's laced, because it's a great opportunity for everybody.
Well, not every company or every set of people who are starting a clothing company is willing to pull up and man them's hood and drop off a package of clothes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be like, shit, I'm scared to go over there. You know what I'm saying?
I think maybe that's the difference.
I think it's just the mindset, right? You know? So
when you're secure in yourself, man, you go anywhere. You're as long as you're a real person, you go anywhere in the world. In this world, my experience traveling, you be yourself with people and you're just a real person, you're safe. 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying? You're all right.
Facts.
If you go to someone's hood and you want to act crazy or act out of character or try to do too much, maybe something I don't
expect, you know?
But
you get chased the fuck out, basically.
We just know who we are. We're securing ourselves now.
You know?
Yeah.
For sure.
So let's go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go back to like growing up and stuff like that. So individually, let's start with you, Cashmore. What hood did you grow up in? And tell me what that experience was like, and then we'll bring the question over to you, Rich.
For sure.
Well, I grew up from Weston Road, specifically Jane and Weston Road area, but I lived off of Weston Road. Well, I never really went to school in my area. Growing up, my parents wanted me to go to school outside of the area, just because of the area was, growing up, it wasn't really the best area to like live in or be outside late nights, because as a younger youth, you'd see certain things, you know, that you know and understand now as you're older. So it was different, you know, like my parents, they owned a house, but at the end of the day, I still had to work for mines and get what I had to get. So growing up in that environment, it definitely like pushed me to like want more out of life, you know. So I think that's pretty much what just kept me motivated, you know, just my upbringing, you know. And I have older brothers and sisters that are like successful themselves, so they kind of like mentored me in a bit, or showed me things that helped me with my growth, you know what I mean? Dope.
And what about you, Rich?
I'm actually not from here, so I'm from London, Ontario originally. I grew up there. I came here when I was, I want to say like 18, 19 for school. I went to York actually for sociology. Me and like 2 of my brethren, we started at the same time. We came down here, started school. And I've been here for like 10 years now. But in Toronto, I've been all over. I've lived, like when I went to York, I lived close to York, like Keelan Finch. Then I lived like Scarlett Eglinton for a bit. Then I lived Don Mills and Shepherd. Like I've been all over for the past 10 years, but I grew up in London,
And even like in growing up and stuff like that, right? What did you guys want to do before clothing? Like, did you ever want to do something else outside of making clothing, or is making clothing all something you always wanted to do?
Nah, for me it wasn't necessarily clothing, but I've always been like a hustler. Like I've always been a business-minded kid. I was that kid in your class that's gonna trade you this for this, and I'm always gonna come out on top. Like I'll convince you that your toy is worth what my toy is worth, but really your toy is worth 10 times my toy. And parents are all calling my parents saying like, your son tricked my son into giving him like that's the kind of kid I was. I was a kid mowing lawns, shoveling snow, selling garage sales. Like I was always like, I always liked flipping. Like I love to flip. I love to come up, like turn 2 into a 4 regardless. That's always what I've been about. So
turn 2 to a 4.
Straight. That's our whole thing. We turn 2 to a 4. We're gonna double up. So I was always that kind of kid. So it wasn't necessarily clothing. Like I did start attempt to do clothing brands in like my teenage years and stuff like that, but it was always more just about like ownership. I always wanted to be a business owner, you know. And I have to credit a lot of that to my dad. Like I watched my dad in his 40s quit his job. He was selling furniture, like working for a furniture store, quit his job and just decided to open his own business. And I watched the process of you know, like going to the library with him, studying how to do it, studying franchise law, and like, you know, like I watched it. He brought me through that whole process with him, and I watched him open a successful business that's been like what 15 years plus now in London. So, and I've kind of always absorbed that mentality of like ownership, making your own rules, kind of like was always taught like rules are there, but they're not solidified. Like they're there as guidelines.
Yeah.
You do what you want. Like you see a line, okay, but you really have to, like, if you just go bully the thing. That's kind of how I was raised. Right, try a thing.
Yeah.
So I come from that kind of mindset. So it's always not necessarily clothing. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but it was always definitely I wanted to own. I value ownership for sure. Yeah. And entrepreneurship and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, man.
And what about you, Cashmore?
To be honest with you, growing up, I was into sports. You know, I used to play track and soccer back when I was growing up. I was very good at that. You know, but growing up, I was always a person that always wanted to figure out ways to like make money without me being there. You know, so it's like whether if I had someone who said, "Oh, get me this car sale," for example, you know, I was figuring out how much people I could get to get a car or something.
Middleman.
You know, I was always trying to be a person to be in the middle, knowing what I have to make and knowing what I have to get.
Yeah, me too.
You know, so me, that was always my thing growing up. You know, but I'm not gonna lie, I always wanted to have a clothing line growing up. From when I was younger, I said I was gonna start a clothing line, and then I didn't know when I was gonna start it, but it just kind of happened.
Now here we are.
You know, and yeah, exactly. Here we are.
Yeah, man.